What's up, everybody? Back for another beer review, and today I'm reviewing a beer from Cigar City Brewing, and they're out of Tampa, Florida, and this is their Oatmeal Raisin Cookie. So this is an English-style brown ale that they're brewing with raisins, cinnamon, and lactose. Comes in at 5.5% alcohol by volume, 25 IBUs at the time of review. This can is just over 1 month old. So Cigar City started getting distribution to the Western New York area around a year ago. But unfortunately, it was right after they released this beer, so this beer did not show up in the Western New York market. Now, this is a beer that I've been wanting to try for the last 4 or 5 years, and about a week ago, I saw it on the shelves of my local bottle shop for a $9.99 a 4-pack, so I grabbed a 4-pack of it, assuming that I'm probably going to enjoy it, but still a pretty good price point. And yeah, I'm really pumped up to give this one a go. Now, there's a local brewery here called 42 North Brewing Company. I've reviewed quite a few beers from them on the channel, and their oatmeal cookie brown ale is one of my favorite beers period from them, and they finally canned it last year. I reviewed it on the channel, and I think that's my favorite oatmeal cookie beer period, although I haven't had a whole bunch of them, probably like a half dozen. So I'm curious to see if this one stacks up well against that one. I guess we'll see, but yeah, pretty pumped up to get into this one. So let's give it a crack, and we'll pour it and we'll review, and it should be a great time. So as far as like oatmeal raisin cookies go, or oatmeal cookies, I like them. They're not like my favorite or anything, but I do enjoy them. For some reason, I really dig them in beer form. I don't know what it is. It's just, I don't know. They're delicious for the most part. So this has been out of the fridge for about 30 to 40 minutes. So probably, 55-ish, I'd say. Maybe a little bit, maybe a little bit cooler, but probably around 55. So it should be fine. Pours out this really nice dark brown. It almost has like, I know it's gonna sound weird, but like purple hints to it. On camera, it's probably gonna just look really dark brown or maybe even black. Has about a finger of a straight up tan colored head, creamy looking, plays the role of a English style brown ale, I'd say. Albeit maybe a bit darker, kind of like porter-esque in look. That's really nice. A lot of like toasted bread in this one. Yeah, definitely getting the English brown base. I'm getting caramel toffee, caramel toffee, a little bit of like molasses, but there's like a nice toasted brown bread quality to the base. Definitely picking up on that lactose. Now, I've mentioned this before, when I drink porters, the lactose in the nose usually gives me a metallic vibe. I'm getting that slightly in here. If I was doing this blind, I might say this is a porter just based on looks alone and the smell. I'd probably say like, milk porter or stout, something like that. A little bit of like a raisin and cinnamon thing going on. The cinnamon's quite muted in the nose. This actually has, like I said, a decent, slightly roasted malt character to it, toasted brown bread, caramel, toffee, molasses. Even with all that going on, it doesn't smell overly sweet. A little bit of that cinnamon, a little bit of that dark fruit. It honestly smells like it's gonna be a very balanced beer on the taste. I don't think it's gonna lean too sweet, too bitter, or anything like that. It actually smells pretty good. Now, would I say it smells like an oatmeal raisin cookie? Slightly. We'll go with that. Anyway, let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. Oh, and the taste there is where, yeah. Oh, that's really nice. So, yeah, oatmeal raisin cookie all day, sons. This one is very akin to the 42 North one. So right up front, you're hit with all that, malt character from the English brown ale base. There's a lot of caramel, toffee, molasses, even a touch of vanilla, toasted brown bread, a little bit of oatiness. Oatiness, is that even a word? There's definitely an oat character there. As it passes through the palate, though, the raisins pop in, the cinnamon pops in, and on the finish, I am getting a distinct oatmeal raisin cookie vibe to it. Like it tastes like you just ate one, and that's what you're left on the finish. 5.5%, lower side of medium body. The mouthfeel has a decent amount of carbonation, but it is also soft and smooth, not necessarily creamy, just soft and smooth. There's a pretty solid for a 5.5% beer as far as the body and mouthfeel is concerned. I have no issues with it. It definitely leans a little bit towards the sweeter side on the finish, but there is a little bit of like a dryness there. This isn't bitter whatsoever, at least to my palate. Yeah, it drinks like a 5.5% brown ale that has raisins, cinnamon, and lactose in it. The raisins and cinnamon are very subtle. They're there. There's nuances of them. There's this beer in a lot of respects you could say is subtle for each character, aside from the brown ale base, which I think is the predominant note here, which I actually enjoy. So this is one of those like pastry beers. It's not a pastry stout, but pastry brown ales, where this is actually a beer with those adjuncts as opposed to those adjuncts and there's a beer underneath it. This drinks like a beer. I can tell you this is a beer. This doesn't drink like some crazy liquid dessert. It's really, really nice. Now, is this as good as the 42 North offering? It's right there with it for me personally. This is actually quite delicious. This is, dare I say, a sessionable cookie beer. Yeah, that sounds stupid, I know, but it really is. I could drink 2 or 3 of these, no problems. It's not gonna be too sweet. I think after a couple cans, the actual characters and flavors of this beer are not gonna weigh down my palate. And yeah, it's a really easygoing, very nice, distinct oatmeal raisin cookie brown ale that's not too overbearing in any way whatsoever. So I'm really impressed with how Cigar City pulled this one off. I will say it's not like, mind-blowing beer. It's not anything that's amazing and you should, shout from the rooftops, but I'm going to give an appropriate rating. I'm going to give this a straight-on 4.25 out of 5. Oatmeal Raisin Cookie Brown Ale from Cigar City, 4.25 out of 5. I believe I gave a similar score to the 42 North beer. I don't know if this is better or worse than that one. I think they're in the same realm. I will say I think this one's a little bit more drinkable than that beer. I think the other one maybe had better flavors, but I do think I could drink a lot of this. So yeah, if you get Cigar City in your neck of the woods and you like oatmeal raisin cookies, you need to pick this one up. This is a really tasty beer, and for $9.99 a 4-pack, I mean, come on, pretty good price. So oatmeal raisin cookie brown ale from Cigar City, 4.25 out of 5. If you've had this one, let me know what you think about it. Appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review, and until the next one, cheers.